Hello everybody, and welcome back to SheffPlays. Today we're reviewing Redfall, the most recent game released by Arcane Studios and Bethesda. And for it being those companies, it is completely inexcusable how rough it is. Like, the game is broken, it barely plays well, it's crashed on me twice. I don't know if it's like a trend or a joke for companies to release garbage day one games these days, but it's awful. It really is. Like, the graphics are rough, the controls are very touchy. Like, even on, I've tried lower and higher sensitivities, it just doesn't want to run right. And it's super hard between picking if it's a good game because it's too easy or whatnot. Because even on the harder difficulties, and I have tried them, it's not even hard. It's like the normal games, an average game's normal. I do have it turned back down to easy just for the sake of not getting annoyed, because I've noticed the only difference really with higher difficulties is the enemies move a little more, but like the more the enemies move, the more broken they act. So like if you have a higher difficulty, they'll tend to move around quicker, and in doing so, they just break more. Whether models don't appear, I've had floating guns, or they just don't move, or they T-pose all over the place, or their bones are still there after they're dead. There is so much wrong with this game, it's upsetting. And the thing is, it was kind of for me at least, a shadow drop. Like, I knew it was coming, but at the same time, there was like no build-up. Because you look at like, whenever they've made Arcane Studios has released a Dishonored game, it's been pretty well in advance that they let people know. But like it, and like even Bethesda with Starfield, they've been announcing Starfield and talking about it for like a year, and that game doesn't drop until the end of the year. So for the companies to work together and put together this garbage heap and just kind of release it on the fly, like, you can tell it looks like a mobile game. And it's crazy to say that about like a AAA company, two AAA companies on one game. And like, it plays like a mobile game. Like, you just saw the combat there. It's nothing new, it's nothing exciting. It looked like they were trying to throw some twists for stuff in there, but like, I couldn't tell you what they were, because the combat's rough too. Like you saw, if you go in with a shotgun, you just sweep it. And this isn't even the shotgun you get for pre-ordering the game or like getting the deluxe edition. This is a shotgun I found. This is a golden shotgun that I found within like the first 15 minutes. Yeah, did you see that? Just look at the model. Okay. The model is just, oh man, it's rough. The game is terrible. And it doesn't even really have any fun factor to keep it going. Like, that should not have been that easy. Yeah, okay, that guy got me. But like, the models are rough. The gameplay is rough. If it was maybe fun, I would give it a little more credit, but it's not. It's super bare bones. Like, it feels like a normal mobile point A to point B, go do this, take this here type of game. Like, it's not very exciting. There's no thrill to it. And there's so many other games that do this well. One, for example, is one that I personally enjoy, but a lot of people I know don't, is Back 4 Blood. It took this formula and, it did well by it. It added its own twists, added its own little things, its own little side things, whatever. And it did it well. This game is not an example of something that takes the co-op shooter well. And I think maybe if they'd have spent less time making it open world and like actually having a focus, then it would have some merit, but it doesn't do that. It doesn't even try. It sticks to the open world thing, and the map isn't even that big. Like, oh, you see that lag there? That should have killed somebody. I'm not going to penalize them for fall damage now, though. A lot of games don't really use fall damage anymore, but it's it's a dumpster fire. And I honestly, when I was downloading it, I'd seen a couple trailers, but it was like the Minecraft Legends thing. I had an idea, but like I wasn't exactly sure what was going on with it. And even now, you can see what they were trying to do, but with how poorly it's executed, it doesn't seem like any care or attention was put into this. It seems like they were doing it to make a quick buck. And if that's the case, then it was a failure because it's also on the Game Pass. So 90% of players who play it probably started playing it for free. Like, it probably deleted it not soon after. I'm deleting it the second I'm done with this video because it's that much of a dumpster fire. And look at that artifacting, bro. What is this? Like, for real. It's frustrating because it feels like if anybody, and the crazy thing is, I've seen reviews where people give this an 8 or a 9, but you shouldn't because it can definitely open a gateway to companies caring less about their games. I've been complaining about this for months on the channel, is that companies feel like it's less about the game itself and more about the little additives or whatnot they can add into it. And which I promise you, there's already an expansion pass for this game. I promise you that that's the direction we're going. We are reverting. We're not doing anything new. Like, the biggest advocate is Call of Duty. I genuinely, the campaigns aren't terrible, but everything else feels so lackluster now in those series because they put so much money into microtransactions. Because everybody wants to look different in Warzone or now DMZ. Everyone wants to look different instead of caring about like the actual game itself. That's why I don't play Call of Duty anymore. Or if I do, it's like once in a blue moon. Like, it doesn't even matter anymore. Because games are so stupidly easy. Or not easy. They're so stupidly put together. Because they could care less, and I promise you this, about the product that launches. They spend so much more time on what's going to come. And people keep giving them that money for it, so it's going to keep happening. It's not going to stop. And we're just going to keep getting dumpster fires like this because they're getting paid for it. So why do they care how good the quality is if they're still making money? So yeah, now that I'm done complaining, I'm going to rate this game. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10. Because I guess I could see with the amount of unlockables that has replayability, but does grinding and replayability really matter if it's garbage and like has no actual replay value? I don't think so. I've never cared less while playing a game. Like, half my deaths are just because I've died twice, but oh, I thought we crashed. But that's literally because like in this safe house, there wasn't even any enemies. It had markers everywhere like there was enemies, but then they just disappeared and I had the safe house. Like it was bad. But yeah, no, this game gets a 2 out of 10. I guess that's okay for what it's worth. I mean, it has a ton of unlockables, but like I said, is it really matter having those unlockables if your game plays like garbage? But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you're having a good day. If you're watching early on, have a good rest of your day. See you in the next one. I do not recommend this game, but you can do what you want on your own volition. I would definitely recommend getting it through Game Pass if that's how you want to play it. If you do want to play the game, don't put money into this because, like I said, it could probably light the flame for companies feeling comfortable releasing garbage. See ya.